Alright, hello. Thank you for hitting that play button. How you doing? How are you doing? What is up? What's good? Let's go! Appreciate you hitting the play button and being here. Much love for that. Quick shouty-outies for you subscribers. Every single one of you. Let's go! Turning it up. I gotta turn it up for you. I must turn it up. That's right. Bad love and respect and yeah, all those good things that come with, well, go with you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You guys are awesome. I don't know what else to say. You got me all twisted. I can't even get my words out. You guys are just awesome. Supporters of the channel, viewers, whoever you are, you guys are awesome. Truly are. Alright, let's get into this. Time to get some work done. We getting any work done today? I don't know. She was an early one today. Definitely an early one. Awesome. Truly are. Sounds like we're golden. Alright. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. Alright, we're going to get into talking about color palettes. Is that what we're doing today? Color palettes. How do you create your own color palettes? Well, I am a little bit of an expert on this. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I've spent some minutes working on color palettes. Yes. Which one do I want today? Let's open up this little guy for fun. Why not? Let's open him up. Hello. It's just gonna hang out with us while we're working here today. Okay. Creating your own color palettes in Krita. Okay, let's see. I haven't dropped anything in chat. Wow. Yeah, that's okay. I have a link for you guys. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna help, but I don't know. I'll just paste it in chat. I haven't really been doing much on the mod side of it. That's okay. Kind of focused, I guess, on what we're doing. Okay, let's see, my color palettes. No, that's another video. Color palettes. Okay, I was gonna say, well, you could Google how to create your own color palettes, but you probably did, and that's probably how you found this video, which is awesome. Alright, let's get into this. Okay, what did I do? I did this. Okay, I'll give you guys, I'm going to try to make this, I don't know, sweet and quick and short. Okay, I'm going to try to. So, normally what I do is, there's two things that I do. Let's see if I can bring it up here. I found it in here, but I'll bring up this. Okay, so I just Control X. This is what I did. I ended up finding this site. Well, mind you, I already got the name here, but I could go like this. But no, this is fine. I already found the site, so that's fine. So there's a whole bunch of them, but this is the one that I use, guys. Okay, this is how you begin. Okay, color meanings. Colormeanings.com. Okay, I'm gonna paste this portion in chat for you guys. Okay, let me just hold up. Color meanings, and then the link. There we go. Okay, I'll try to have it in comments as well for you guys and gals. Okay, so you can do that for, obviously I picked for blue. Okay, so what I usually do is, you know, like if I want to do a different color, then I'll just go like this, and there we go. Okay, that's how you begin. Okay, and then of course, you may get lucky and find color meanings in there, but sometimes I'll just actually type, again, whatever browser you use, I don't know, but I'll just go like this as well, which will bring up the actual site, guaranteed to be there, right? So this site's good, okay guys? I like it because it gives you a nice visual of each color, and this is how you go about creating your own color palettes. Okay, I'm not going to recommend colors, right? But you're going to want to do the main ones, right? What are the main colors, right? What are the main colors? Okay, well, obviously red, yellow, and blue. But I'll just bring up, I've been working with RGB and hex code since starting with Visual Studio. Okay, so I have the common ones. The common ones being, I'll go over it now. I don't know, you can pause and write them down or whatever, but these are the most common. Red, blue, gray, yellow, green, pink, purple, orange, indigo, violet, black, and white. Okay, so those are kind of the main ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I named off 12 of them. Okay, so you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do. I'm just trying to help you guys out and give you kind of guidance here, or you know, because you know, it could be overwhelming. You'd be like, oh my goodness, where do I start, where do I begin? Well, this is what I do. Okay, so I'm giving you an idea of how I went about this, and hopefully it helps. Okay, there we go. Now just look for color meanings. Okay, and again, so I haven't scrolled through it all, but I'll just click back here. We'll go back to blue. Maybe we'll just go like this. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. Control X. And I'll just clean it up a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so going back to blue because it's a nice color on the eyes, right? So there's a bunch of main ones, and this is what I did, right? Of course, you could write down the hex code. Now this can get time consuming. Okay, just hold up. Cleaning up a little bit here. Cleaning up a little bit. Bear with me. Come on. Goodness gracious. Finally. Okay. Alright, so this can get, so this is actually easier. It'll be easier because with Krita, guys, right, you get this hex value. So it's kind of nice. So if I actually click one of these colors, here's how you begin, right? This is one I created. It's called, I call it Pico 8 Default. And I actually have, I might have a link for that as well. But I'll show you, we'll get there. So if I go like this, so what I did was, okay, so obviously you're gonna create a new one, right? So add, right, new palette. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, first you gotta click this, and then you click add, okay? Give it a name, okay? And you can save it in the current document or not, okay? It's your choice. Okay, that's what I did in the beginning, and I actually have, I think, all of them in here, or most of them that I created. Maybe not all of them, but anyways, so there. So then the other thing, let's see, because I know you can actually edit the size too, just to show you. Where is that? Oh yeah, right here. The size. Okay, so what do I mean by size? So if you look at this here, we have 1, 2, 3 rows, right? 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Okay, so if I click this right here, you can actually determine the size. Okay, so 8 columns, 4 rows. Well, I have 4 rows technically. That's okay. So this is how you do it. This is how you work with your color palettes in Krita. All right. So if you create a new one, I'm not going to do any editing here, but I just want to show you. Okay, so you click your color, and you have to have a color in there, right? When it's empty, you can't edit it. You actually, so a lot of times when you click a color, it'll have a color saved kind of in memory. So as soon as you click it, you see that, how that changed from empty to having something. And then I just right click on it and I hit edit, and then I can give it a name, I can give it a number. And to actually edit it, you have to click here. Okay, so you click there, and there we go. So now we're actually editing this one right here. Okay, so now going back to here, right? The way I was doing it at first, I would search the RGB for blue, right? That's kind of how I was doing it in the beginning. RGB for blue, right? That would be kind of, that's not what I wanted, right? That's what I would do, and you get an AI or whatever, and it would bring up something, right? And give you some numbers. Okay, but let's say you wanted a particular RGB. Let's say you're working with a program that didn't. So here, this program's great. Krita's great because you could just actually enter the hex code right there. Okay, of course you're gonna want, like I have 2 monitors, so I could have, you know, all this on a different monitor so that I could kind of swap back and forth between the program, right? Between the internet and the program. So then I would just type it, right? Or you could enter the RGB values. It's kind of an either or thing, okay? Whatever you have, whatever works for you, okay? Whatever you decide, you do you, right? Enter either the RGB values or put in the hex code. And then of course you would go okay, right? I'm gonna make sure I don't save this, but that's kind of how you do that. So you would first begin with creating, no, not that. Begin with adding one, so creating one. which is right here with this plus sign. Okay? That's how you create a brand new, fresh, new palette and give it a name. And you could call it My New Palette, right? Or whatever you want. And you could go, yay. Yay for me. Or that's yeah, actually. But yay. Yay, yay, right? Yay, my new palette. Okay? And then you would have it named. And then the next thing you could do is you could determine how many columns and how many rows you want, right? I could go wild, I could go 16, right? And 8, right? See them change, right? I could go as big as or as large as I want. Okay, of course I'm not going to save that. I don't want to save it. Hopefully it doesn't save. Trying to avoid that. So the other thing to do is, let's say you're working with a program that didn't allow you to enter hex code. Okay, this site's good because it has the hex code, right? You can actually go, okay, so 3944 BC. So RGB for hex code. What was it again? 3944 BC. Okay, and then you're gonna want to keep this, right? Control X. So if you go home, you go like this. It'll be saved. You can see I already have been busy doing a whole bunch. Okay, and there we go. So you don't have to look through any other websites. For the most part, you'll automatically get the values, and they're right there. Okay, and if you needed to confirm them, you could, but you can see the hex numbers right there, hex values, and you can see the RGB values. You can either write it down or just type it straight in to here. Okay, so I'll just do one for example. There's so many tabs. 57. Let me just move all this stuff out of the way here. Okay. Go back here. Let's edit this. I'm going to call it color. I don't know what color that is. It was just regular blue, right? So I'm just going to go blue. Okay, and then enter, and then the numbers were 57, where R is 68, and 188. The program's nice. It kind of shows you what it was and to what you just created. So you get a nice little visual between the two colors. That was the original color that was in there, and these are the values for here. So you get a nice little visual. And also it should update right here as well. As you can see, it does. Okay, and then of course you would go okay, okay, okay. Right? Right, I'm just gonna cancel. But that's how you do that. And then you can just go through every color. Right? So I'm gonna go back to 8 and 4. Right, to kind of the way it was. Delete. You can actually remove them as well. Right click, remove if you don't want, certain ones, and there we go. Okay, so that's how that's done, and then that's to give you a good kind of general direction. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you'll obviously go through each one of these, right? You're going to do for blue, and then you're going to do for, all the other ones, red, okay? And then you don't want to go here, you actually want to see all the colors, right? So that's why I picked color meanings, because I think it's a good site, and it's got a nice little visual of all the colors with the names as well. So this is great because now you also have a name you can enter, right? You actually have a name. The swatch ID or number doesn't matter. You can go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? And of course you could give it a name, right? So whatever the name is, just type it in, right? Going back to here. So you have all the different names, and again, you could, it's your choice however you want to do it. It is a lot of work. It's tedious and time consuming to go back and forth going hex code, RGB for hex code, blah 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 blah, right? It does get time consuming, but it's a process that you can do as well, right? Some programs, they only allow you to enter just the RGB values. You'll have the hex code, but you can't enter the hex code in some programs. It just depends, right? Of course, Krita is great. You have that ability. You have an either or, which is awesome. I think that's great that you could do that. Okay, and then here's the other thing, right? I'm just gonna go back to blue. Okay, let's go back to blue. And so here's the other thing. I haven't showed you yet, but this is what I wanted to show you. So what I did was I kind of did all these first, right? I did the slate and the sky. I kind of did all the ones here. So for blue, whoops, cancel. Hopefully it doesn't save. I don't want to save that. So I did one for blue. Pixel art blue, I called it. Okay, is it going to change? No, it won't let me. So hold up. No. Let's see. Hopefully things didn't get messed up here. Where were we? We were on default, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm going to go back to blue here. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I did a whole bunch for blue. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kind of went with 8 columns, and then however many rows I needed, I just rolled with it, right? So with blue, so I kind of did each one. Slate and sky and navy and indigo and cobalt and teal and ocean, and I did all these ones, okay? That gives you a good starter. But here's the thing, okay? No, it's not a thing, but here's the addition to all this, okay? Of course, just ignore all the ads and stuff. I know it's all part of it, but you can scroll. You can see how long the scroll bar goes. Pretty long here, so there's a whole bunch of other colors too, right? That's why I say color meanings is a really good one, because they're very thorough, potato, tomato, doesn't really matter, because it all cooks the same, boys and girls. It all cooks the same. Oh yeah, nice. So anyways, yeah, you can scroll through all this and just pick more colors, whatever you like. It just depends on what you want to do, right? Or what you're looking for. Right, again, so this is how you create your own palettes. I mean, I could go, there's quite a few here. If you just ignore all the ads, and I mean, there's a little bit of information about the color. Steel blue, they kind of roll into it with a little bit of information, which is awesome. And then they give you the color, and it's all there. As a matter of fact, that's true. So that's why I had to do the RGB numbers for these ones. Well, I didn't have to, but I did anyways. I guess just for my own personal preference or whatever. But if you look here, all these colors have both. They have actually the RGB, so you won't have to search RGB values for all of them, which is another bonus. Okay, guys? Take note of that. I only had to do RGB for these, but you don't really have to search the RGB values, because again, you can just enter the hex code right here. Okay? And as a matter of fact, you don't even need to mess with this. I mean, you could do creating and drawing and use, there's actually a pop-up here. If you right click, is it right click? Yeah. There's different pens and stuff and whatever else. I don't really use this much, but you could actually use the color picker here. Okay, so just getting out of that now, going back to here, right? So the one that I showed you here, this is while you're working. This is just a quick for whenever I'm right clicking to bring it up. Okay. You can choose a different pen and whatever at the same time, and you can erase as well. And then just kind of pick your own colors, and of course you got hue and saturation here, right? So this is where you kind of have to get, it's kind of like a class on colors. Okay, colors have an RGB value, but they also have a hue, saturation, and value. Okay, so these kind of come into play when you're working on more saturation with colors. What do I mean by that is, here, let me just click this. I'll just bring up the one of the standard ones here that comes with it, gradient. I didn't create this one. This one's actually part of it. You get this one with Krita. So if you look, you can see gradients. And when you're working with creating characters and that's what you want. You want a flow, a natural flow with colors. Okay, and if I scroll through, there's a lot here, right? And you could even do the same thing. Let's say they're all untitled. Okay, this is working with an existing one that's in Krita. Okay, you could edit it as well. You could edit it, you could give it a name. You could call it My Favorite Purple or whatever. You know, these are my 1960s hippie pants colors, you know, or something, or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. But I've been naming these, but again, when you name something, remember to save it. This is a save icon for, so this is the name of it. It's called gradient. As a matter of fact, I could delete it, but it won't. If you open a new one, a new canvas, it should be in there. You're actually not permanently deleting it, but you'll delete it kind of from the project, if you will. Okay, and then here's the other thing. Okay, so let me go back to. I'm kind of giving you a good rundown on how to create your own color palettes. Okay, guys. Again, they have a whole bunch here already for you, right? You can choose to use them or not. But in the beginning, I was kind of particular. I wanted my own color palette. Now, to bring that up, let's see if I actually have this. I'm going to try to make sure this is in comments. But there's some good websites. Like there's a thing called Pico 8. That's where I got the Pico 8. And if you go back to old school, this would be the old school 16-bit, I guess, if you will. Pico 8 has 16 default colors and another 16 hidden colors. Originally, I wanted to work with the original colors. I was creating my own palette. So one I called default, one I called hidden. Okay, going here, you can see that, right? I called it Pico 8 default, Pico 8 hidden. Okay, so that you have an idea where that came from. I'll make sure I put the link in comments for you guys, okay? All right, and then they have all this, and this is kind of, I was working with the different gradients and saturation of colors. You probably would have seen this maybe in one of my last video where I kind of did something like this. This is good for working you know, like when you're practicing, you could do this in 8 pixels square or 16. It's up to you. Okay, again, you're only working with these 2 palettes though, right? When you're creating these. Okay, just so you know. Alright, and there's a bunch of information here for you guys to read and that. And I think it's pretty helpful. Okay? Was there another one that I wanted to share? Yeah, here's the other one. So I didn't get a chance. I put it in the last video I was doing. When you're working, start off with a 16 by 16 pixel, and I put a link in the last video. I'll try to put this link in this video as well for you guys. But just on how to create that frog, okay? And all the information's there for you. And then there's some other ones if you want to try out. Okay, so it's just a matter of trying to count pixels. You gotta estimate, like, I don't know, this is maybe three pixels, it looks like, wide, right? So you can see the size of one singular pixel, okay? And you gotta kind of count and estimate how tall it would be. So I would say you're gonna go with a 16 by 16 with these, right? And then just practice these. There's the old old school handhelds, right? They had that greenish color. Which one was that? Man, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why. I'm drawing a blank on that. I actually might have, you know, I might be able to come up with an answer here. But anyways, this is the website. I'll make sure there's a link for this as well for you guys. Again, right? So create your blue palette, right? So I had one that was just called, I could have called it my own, but I just called it Pixel Art Blue. Okay? And I only picked that many. I didn't do them all because, you know, that's quite a lot, right? Again, and then you scroll through, you look at all the colors. Again, you're gonna just set yourself for a good, you know, half day or so of just spending time going through colors and that. Maybe a whole day. You know, there's some good ones here, guys. Some nice visual, eye-appealing colors. Okay? And again, you're gonna want to go through red, right? You find color meanings for red, and red will be the same thing. So do all the same for the red, right? Again, I have one for red as well. And I did each one just like that, guys. Okay, I hope this really helps. Again, you don't have to do all these. I did them. Why not? And then if you liked any other colors, just scroll through. It's the same thing for everyone, right? Again, do all the main colors. Red, blue, gray, yellow, green. I don't know, orange I guess you could do 4 as well. Let's go. And then I just paste it and I just renamed red to orange and hit enter. And then look for color meanings, and there we go, right? So many different variations of orange. So the main ones, red, blue, gray, yellow, green, pink, purple, orange. And I would stop there, really, because you don't need to do, you don't really need to do variations of black or white, technically speaking, but you could do like some other things that I've done. It just depends on what you're looking for, right? Whatever you're coloring or whatever you're arting or whatever you're creating. Sometimes I'll go RGB for clouds, right? And you'll get a whole different like color palette for clouds, right? Here's a few. right? So you could do one that's called clouds, or you could just do a white only, right? It just depends on what you want. Okay? This is kind of all up to you, but this gives you a good idea of what you could do. Again, here, hex code's right there, or the RGB values. I've done each one of these. You'll want white, you'll want maybe RGB for snow. It just depends on what you're creating, right? So I did that. As you can see, I did yellow, I did purple. I didn't do any other ones, but I mean, you don't have to, but you could actually, as you can see, they have their own colors and swatches too, right? There's one for web. This animation one was good. Here I actually I put the clouds because I don't have a one for white. So I actually put the clouds in with this one here. Okay? With the one that actually was stock or came with it. Because it was at the top, and then why not? Concept Cookie's another good one, guys, that you could use. Again, it has that there's a scroll bar here too on the side. It has a little bit of a gradient going on as well. What I mean by gradient is this, right? Like this, right? That's what I mean by gradients. Concept Cookie has like, it's kind of sort of a gradient, right? This is kind of a blue here. And again, if I like this certain one, I gave it a name, right? You know, like if you're actually, because when you're working with the default ones, they're all, well, these ones are named actually. But if I pick another one, like gradient, like these are all untitled, right? There's no name for it. So let's say maybe you had a favorite color in here, right? Maybe there was one color that you liked the most, right? Click it, right click it, just give it a name. Okay, and then you could actually just remember, okay, I was working in gradient, that color was in, I don't know, I wouldn't count the rows, but I would go somewhere around the bottom here, you know, kind of where it ends, right, for example. And as you can see, some of them I renamed, right? Because what I did was, just to get an idea what the colors looked like, I did this. Let me just see if I can bring it up. Give me a sec, I'll try to find it. I need some coffee now, guys. Bear with me. Oh yeah. Okay, where was that? What was I looking for again? Man. Awesome. Oh yeah, now I remember. Did I do screens? I did screen clip shots of those, didn't I? I think I did. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is what I did, right? What is this? 1, 2, 3, 8 square, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just wanted to get an idea, a feel of all the colors. So this one is called Psychedelic, I don't know, 2 or whatever. And I just did a border, and then I picked the next color just to get an idea, a visual of each color. Okay, and that's where I kind of did that. Psychedelic 20, I kind of have them saved. So if I wanted to reflect back on them and go, okay, maybe I wanted these certain colors. I don't know. Okay, so then here's the other thing again. So I did Pico 8 default, I did Pico 8 hidden. They also have, this came stock. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh wow, what is that, a 1x1? That's crazy. Let me have a look here. 1x17. That's why it looks like that, guys. They did a 1x17. Okay, that's pixel art 16, and they got a pixel art 32. It kind of looks like old school 8-bit, you know what I mean, for colors. That's the same thing with, you know, this Pico 8 default and Pico 8 hidden. That's all old school default. Okay, so I remembered what I was going to talk about, and I'm going to get to that. Okay, I did one called Pixel Art Palette. At first I was kind of working and creating my own gradients. Okay, now you don't need to do this, because I mean, for me it was good practice on gradient transitioning a specific color, and that's kind of what I did there. Until I also wanted to spend time and learn more about colors and that, and transitioning with colors and such better. But now that I've clued in, oh hey, I could use gradients, right, if I want to do that, or I could use concept cookie. You know, it depends on the color I'm looking for, right? So technically speaking, I don't really use this one much anymore. Okay, again, I did one for green, I did one for orange. I don't know why the size is like that, but whatever, not gonna worry about it. Did one for purple. I did one that's a random one. I don't know why the size has changed on me there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's supposed to be, is it 8 by 6? I think so, yeah. There we go. I even did Mario colors, okay? So these are just randoms. Maybe you're looking again for a specific color. I don't recall what, copper, platinum, true silver. You know, I did the metals, right? Gunmetal. Just depends on what you're doing or creating. Maybe you're drawing a gun. You might want gunmetal for a color, right? Pool table, casino table. Just depends on what you're doing, right? Charcoal, asphalt, and then I did a bunch of different whites. I got snow, ivory, pearl. Depends on what you're creating, right? Maybe you're drawing a seashell or something, right? And then I threw in the Mario colors as well. A couple of different ones. Red, yellow, and then that's pretty much it, I believe. So here's the other thing. So you're done and you created your palette. Okay? Okay, guys? Let's say you want to save it. Now, again, remember when we did this? Okay, this is creating a palette. Okay, you could save the palette in this drawing, or you could choose not to. So every time you open up this drawing, the palette would be saved in this drawing. Okay, you can choose to have it saved in the palette or not. Again, if you reuse, let's say I close this. I'm just gonna close it, and let's say I opened it, right? And then I could take this and I could go, well, I want to create a new one, but I don't want to set up everything all over again. So I could go, I'll just save as, change it to, I don't know, a different number or a different name, and then I've got a copy of it, and I just created a new one, essentially. Okay, but then the reason I'm talking about that is every time you do that, you're gonna have these saved copies, right? When you save it, it's always gonna continue being in that, you know what I mean? You're always gonna have it saved in that document or in that project, right? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so if you chose not to save it, okay, here's how you back up your palettes. Click here, and then you could go like this. These arrows here, export, import. So export, as you can see, I exported and I created a folder and I saved. I called it palette backup. Okay, so but remember, every time you make a change to it, you might want to update whatever you saved here. Okay, so Control W. Let's say I created a new project. Okay, new blank project. I don't. Lucky for me, for some reason, the Pico, the default one, maybe because I remembered that was the last one I had, so it actually brought it into this project because that was the actual one that I had selected. Okay, here, let me show you. Let's open this guy again. Because I had this one selected, so here's another thing. Here's a quick little tip. You can take this. Let's say I wanted the blue in my next project. There. Okay. I selected it. Control W is kind of a quick close, and then open. No. New. I can hit Control N or Control O, right? Now if I open this there, see guys, look at that. It brought the last thing that I had selected into this new project. So that's kind of nice and quick too, right? Your settings all should be the same. Nothing should be changed here. That should all be the same. Did I explain how to resize your canvas? That I don't know if I did, but here's a shortcut. You could, under image, you could resize your canvas. Oh, I think I did. Well, I'm going to explain it anyways. Let's say I wanted a bigger canvas. You can do it right here, guys. It's not going to have any negative changes on your project. You can resize your canvas all day, right? Let's say you still only wanted to work in a 16 by 16. Okay? You can still have a larger canvas and still work in a 16 by 16, right? Right? You can. Okay? That's funny. This guy's got a chip on his shoulder. Ba-dunk-a-bunk! Yay! Alright, so I didn't mean to get off track there, but yeah. So that's kind of neat. I created a new project. It's obviously not saved. Don't forget to save it. But the last project that I was working on, I had this layer selected. That's why it was brought into the new project, which is kind of cool. Okay, so again, remember when you create these are backups of each palette. Okay, I have saved. Okay, so you can also import. Okay, so click this, right? And click the import. So now I'm going to bring in a palette. Because if we look, my pixel default is here, but my pixel hidden isn't. Okay, I'm getting lucky. Pico, this one's being brought in. I don't know. I don't want to overthink it. What happened to that last? Didn't I bring blue in? I swear to God, I brought blue in. It's gone, guys. It's gone. Ah! Woe is me. I don't know what happened. Honestly, I don't. I have no answer. But you can still bring them back in too, right? If you have them saved, you can bring them also into your project. Okay, I lost blue. I want blue. Okay, do I want to store this palette in your current image? Yes. Okay, and now it should be here in my list. Now you could actually create favorites too, but I wouldn't worry about that. I think it's a little bit buggy. Favorites is a little bit glitchy. You could do the same thing with your brushes. You could have favorites. Again, the software is used to me using the same brushes all the time. It's not even recommending to me the other brushes because there are many more. It just depends on what style of artwork you're doing, right? Okay. Did I cover everything? I hope I did. Again, I'll make sure I have those links in the comments for you guys and gals. And I hope that helps. Did that help? Did I cover everything? I hope I did. I hope that did. Do I have any? No, I don't. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. I think I did cover everything. If I missed anything, I'll make sure I talk about it in the next video. That is it. Johnny with Whiskey Tango Coding. I appreciate every single one of you supporters and viewers as well. Those that hit the like button, you're awesome. Appreciate it. You know I love it when you do that. And yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. That is it. Johnny with Whiskey Tango Coding saying peace out for now, guys. And we'll talk to you later. Huss.
Baby, I don't understand this. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. In the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand this. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. In the way I feel, can't stand it. I don't understand.